wanna die. For my whole life, cut my wrist to the tendon split. How'd I survive? I was 13, suicidal dreams just won't let me free. 17, drug abuse is free.
Alright, so my name Kevin. My rap name is Big Honxcho, and I'm from New Orleans, 17 Uptown to be exact.
All right. When were you born?
I was born in May 3rd, 1991.
91?
Yeah.
All right. At that time, I'm trying to remember if there was anything left. Well, shit, some of them were in their height. You had, what big names did you have out that you recall by the time you started choosing music of your own?
You had that's when No Limits really came out, the Cash Money's, let me see, I'm gonna say that's when Tupac had died around that time, but he was like a big influence. Man, there's so many. The Ghetto Twins, Miss T, all of the New Orleans legends was out around that time. That's the type of music we listen to because New Orleans got music last that blew up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What kind of music was in your house that before you were choosing your own? Before you came into your own? As a child, maybe your parents were listening to some things.
I'm saying my mom used to listen to I can't even think. I don't even know their names. It's just like the oldies, like the old. I don't even know the names of the actual artists. But she don't listen to a few people. But she listened to Master P, No Limit. She listened to stuff like that too. So,
still.
Yeah, because she grew up with Master P and them. She went to school with Baby and his sisters and stuff like that. So that's we listen to all that too.
Yeah. It's funny because the local musicians always had influence on, I guess, generations younger and older because we have a lot of pride in our local culture in general, food and the music, things like that. Did you identify early on with music? Did you find yourself drawn to it?
Yeah, my uncle had a record company called No Limit Soldiers. And he had the first, when Chopper Style first came out, he had him signed to his record company. He had a couple, UNLV, a couple big names that blew up was signed to his record company at first. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to just rap, and we created this little group called Young and Thuggin'. And at the time, my name was Young One. And we ended up going to the studio. They made a beat for us, and they told us to make a song. We never made the song, but it was just being in that environment, and me, I just wanted to do it. I don't know, from that point on, I wanted to make music, something about it. I just want to make music.
Yeah.
It's been in my head since a kid. That's all I could think about.
That's what I was going to ask you, what age are we talking?
I'm talking about 9, or probably younger. But I'm going to say about 9. That's the earliest I can remember, because that's the first time we recorded was 2 radios we did on cassette tape. One of them played the beat, and one of them recorded us. Mm-hmm. And that's how we made our first little track.
Yeah.
It was trash, but
Well, in your mind at 9, what did you intend to do with that? What did you think was the next step?
At the time, we wanted to be the Hot Boys. I ain't gonna lie. That was, we didn't know what steps to take to actually blow it up, but we saw how Wayne was coming out, and we just wanted to be the Hot Boys. And after that, a few years later, you had what his name is, Bow Wow, and Lil Romeo came out. So I was like, why it can't be me? Why it can't be somebody else from my city?
I'm trying to remember in 2000. So you around 9 in 2000. Yeah. Was MTV still a thing? Because it just died somewhere along in my life. It used to be a thing when I was younger. They used to play real music videos, you know what I'm saying?
But I think BET was more what we watched.
Okay.
But we didn't get cable till I was like 13, 14. So
yeah.
I ain't
really you were living it in real life. You were seeing these artists.
Yeah.
Did you understand, I guess, the lyrical content? Did you understand at 9, 10, 11, 12, did you understand what they were talking about? No. Nah,
some of the songs now I go back and be like, oh, that's what they were saying. Okay. Yeah. I was saying this word for word when I was growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
You memorized the words, you don't know exactly what they were saying.
Exactly, yeah.
I was speaking with another hip hop artist about that, and when he was young, he was riding his car with his older brother, and they would listen to things like he mentioned Scarface. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, you're 9 years old, bro. How do you know what he's talking about? Yeah, he's talking about some heavy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't occur to a 9-year-old, but you will memorize his cadence, his words, his gestures, everything. Yeah. Like it's the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just funny to me that you kind of repeat and it's kind of ingrained in your mind.
Yeah.
What did you get from that? I noticed a lot of questions about a long time ago, but what were you able to draw from that other than the memorization of the lyrics? You said you was watching music videos on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see how they carried themselves in the music videos or stage presence or any of those things?
As far as performance-wise, I didn't, like, back then you didn't really see a lot of performances. You saw it on BET, like, for the awards. So I didn't see artists perform and stuff like that. But far as, like, the music-wise, I don't know, I'm drawn to, like, melodies and stuff like that. So growing, like Bone Thugs and Harmony, that's another one I listen to. I love their melodies. Like, I just remember all that from growing up, like, melodies and boom, 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 like, how they, certain things, certain way they say certain stuff, like. Yeah.
Were you able to take any of that from in person? Did you see anybody in person performing? You were at the studio, so you got to see them maybe laying down tracks, but a performance. Did you ever see that growing as a child? No. Nah,
we unfortunately, growing up, it wasn't the best, so, you know, we didn't get to go to concerts and stuff like that. So
yeah. Even so, though, I find, there's something called Hoolie's Calendars. I think it's still out. Hoolie puts a calendar out every year, and it's festivals in Louisiana only. And I think there's more festivals in a year than there are days in a year in Louisiana. So, I mean, my point is that there's a lot of live music events that may not necessarily be concerts. Sometimes it's a festival, sometimes it's a DJ in front of the record store or something like that, where you get to see maybe not so much a performance, but you might be able to see the reaction of people when they're listening to this.
I got you.
At some point in your life, you did get to see what kind of impact music had on people.
Yeah. When I got older, like when I was like more in, I'm gonna say like the 8th grade to high school, I started seeing it because we didn't get our first car until I was like maybe in like the 7th grade. So we didn't really go nowhere. We didn't travel outside of Hollywood.
Okay.
Like, everything was there. We went to the store, then we walked to the store, so we didn't travel outside there. But once Katrina hit, it opened my eyes up to a lot of the stuff I was able to see, and that was around like when I was like 15, maybe. So we was able to see
leave.
Yeah. Okay. So that's when I started seeing performances and stuff like that. But yeah, before that, nah.
Not seeing performances, but only seeing stuff on TV. What did you know about what rap could be? What did you think it could turn into? Lil Wayne was from Holly Grove. Lil Wayne was he was kind of young, but he was starting to blow up in the early 90s.
I saw it could change our life. Like, I saw it could take us from where we was at. That was my whole mission is to take my family from where they at and put them in a place where they live comfortable, to where they don't have to worry about when the next paycheck coming in. Gotta go to work tomorrow. So that's my whole goal is trying to figure out a way to get from this point to a point to where at least they comfortable. So when my mama, like right now, she worked 2 jobs. Like, she shouldn't have to work 2 jobs.
Right.
So that's my mission, is to get her from this point to a point to where she ain't got to go to work tomorrow. She can lay down and chill all day.
And even at an early age, that was something that was on your mind?
Yeah, because that's what led us to some other stuff in another life versus the music. You know, trying to get us out of the situation. And I saw like stuff that I was introduced to and I grew up around wasn't really music based, but in my music you can hear it in certain songs. Like growing up around, you know, my influences were drug dealers. It wasn't no daddy. My daddy wasn't around. He was a pop-up daddy, I'm gonna say. He popped up when he wanted to pop up, and it may be 2-3 years, he pop up again. So my influences was the people that I saw every day. Okay, this who make the money. This who getting this is who getting the cars. This who getting the girls. Everybody who sell drugs. Yeah. So by the age of 11, that's when I dibbled and dabbled in it and got myself in that lifestyle, because it was, hey, that's the way out. Yeah. You know, music was a quote unquote way out, but nobody wasn't really doing it. So it was something that I did in secretive. I'm gonna say I made music, but I never gave it to nobody at that time. Like, only person that ever got a CD from me growing up around like the age of 9 or 10 was my uncle. Okay. Because I wanted to be a part of the record company. But other than that, people knew I rapped, but for making a song and let somebody listen to it, nah. I was into the street life. What they was doing, that's what I wanted to do.
So was it because of what others might think, or was it because of what you thought about it?
I'm gonna say both played a part.
How'd you feel about the music you were making? Did you feel like it could be better, or was the best, or?
At the time frame, if you're a music artist, at that time frame, that song that you make is gonna be the best. But when you go back and listen to it,
well, I mean, that's everybody. In retrospect,
I made that. But at the time frame, I thought it was, it was worth something. But at the same time, it was like, it's a shot. It's a far shot. There's nobody else around me that's in this. Everybody around me that's doing this. So if everybody around me selling drugs and I make music, I don't want to be the eyeball out. So at the time, it was like more of, I'm gonna say, peer pressure. I was young, so
I get it.
I slid into their lane, even though this is on the back burner.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
With that guy, a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
We here.
Yeah. Did it enable you any to pursue music more? Were you able to make some money and come up a little bit to maybe buy some gear to be able to pursue music?
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my gear came from what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then though, like around that time when I was young, I was buying shoes and stuff. I'd go make money and I'd go buy shoes and buy clothes. My mom trying to figure out where it come from, and I'm telling my cousins gave it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that moment, I couldn't bring no music equipment in my house. Nah.
Right. Okay. When you started writing lyrics, what were you writing about, and how old were you?
I'm gonna say I ain't write my first song. Really wrote my first song was I'm gonna say about 7th, 8th grade. Yeah, about 8th grade. Yeah, because I was at Katrina and I was gonna live with this. My first song was I think it was about a girl or something like that. It was me and one of my friends. He had the actual studio equipment and he knew how to work it. So we made a song, and I'm gonna say that's the first time I let people listen to my music, and it was like, okay, you on to something.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best, because the quality was poor. But it's like, you're on to something. I was like, all right, maybe we can do this. And then we created a little project and we put it out. It did good at the middle school, and then went to high school and got into some trouble and left Texas. So that whole little dream of blowing up in New Orleans at that moment had died. I went to Texas and went out
relocate.
there.
Yeah.
And then I went out there and I really focused more on football than making music. Even though I did go to a couple studios, made a couple songs, but I never really put them out because I was a football star at the time. So it was pointless of making music to me, because my dream was like, at that point, was like, okay, I'm going to the NFL.
Yeah.
And
what made you switch from keeping it to yourself to letting it out? Was it confidence? Was it doing it with somebody that wasn't maybe a family member?
I'm gonna say,
because I mean, you think about the age when you're like 13, 14, you're starting to get cocky. You're starting to get confident. You're starting to come into your own, is what they call it.
Well, he played it. Like he played it, and their reaction to it was good. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
Like that's what it was. Like he had the little radio, and he's like, I'm about to play the song, got the CD. I was like, nah, I don't play it. And he played it, and I walked away when he played it, and their reaction was like, all right, I like it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Then the girl I liked it too, so I was like, okay.
So the experience was the confidence builder.
Yeah.
You didn't choose it, but it just happened.
Yeah, facts.
Okay. And how soon after did you have to leave?
Let me see. So that was like the end of my 8th grade year, and I only stayed the first couple months of my 9th grade year at West Jeff. So I'm gonna say I left in October. So it's like maybe like that summer, like maybe like 6-month frame that I left after, and I went to Texas.
You was only in Texas for 6 months?
No, I was in Texas.
That was a 6 month frame before you.
That was a 6-month frame. Yeah, because that was after Katrina. We came back and I stayed on the West Bank at the time. Went to live with this for like 6 months. I mean, for the end of my 8th grade year, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 months, and then West Jeff for maybe like 3 months or 4 months, maybe at the max, and then I went to Texas, and that's when I transitioned. I was like, all right, I gotta find a way out, because we got into some trouble.
Yeah,
a lot of trouble. So something I can't talk about, but so it led me like, all right, I'm gonna play football.
Yeah.
Like, that was my whole thing. I'm coming out here to play football. But that wasn't. It was just some other stuff going on.
Did it, I mean, you can decide to change your lifestyle and the things you pursue and all of those things, but I mean, it doesn't shove it out your mind. I mean, did it stay there? Did you really forget about it?
What, for music?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always find myself in the classroom beating on the table, rapping. Just thinking about it, making little rap songs, listening to beats here and there. But it was just like, at the time when I was in high school, just to focus on football. Like, football and track, I felt that was my e-ticket at that time. Like, I had to get something to get my mind off of making music, because all my music was about the stuff I've been through, which is the stuff we did. And I was like, I don't want to rap about it and say the wrong thing and then get somebody in trouble. And that was the whole thing. Like, now I make music that's actually what we, stuff that we actually did, and it's too late now for you to go back and go figure out what happened.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but so
it's okay to talk about it now.
Yeah.
I got you. What year are we talking when you moved out to Texas? About?
That was like 2006. Yeah, about 2006.
Because they had a scene. I don't know where you were at exactly, but I mean, Port Arthur, Texas. Pimp C and Bun B. You had the Screwed Up Clique. 2006, I don't know if Screw was still alive, but you still had Lil Flip. You had a lot, like there was a lot of Texas rap culture
Yeah, we
Like
went out there.
it was heavy out there.
Yeah, we went to Dallas. Well, yeah, we went to Dallas. I stayed in Fort Worth first, and it was like it was different music. It was jigging music, dancing, Dougie, it was like, I don't know, it was just weird. It wasn't weird, but it was weird at first because I come from New Orleans to where it's in the music, it's a lot of gunslinging, and then you go out here, it's a lot of turn up, party, and dancing. It's like, okay, it's like a whole new vibe. It's not the same. Get it how you live in New Orleans. It's like their music was more welcoming, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like you were in a better place altogether when you were out there.
Yeah, for the moment.
Yeah. Did it, what did that do to you musically, like to your mind, your thoughts about, because when you live in a place, you kind of mirror the things around you, even so deep as in your lyrics and how you express yourself. If you're in a different environment, you kind of become a different person. So your lyrical style might change up, or you know what I'm saying? The thoughts on your mind change.
It did, like the music, like for us, when we started making music, when I was in Texas, we made a few songs, but the songs changed. It went from shoot 'em up, bang bang to let's party, let's have fun, so that's like even when Diane first met me, he met me through party songs. He didn't know the other side of the music. He met the party songs because that's what in Texas, that's what they was on. So I was like, maybe it's more than one side of music, because in New Orleans all you heard was one side of music.
Yeah.
As far as me, like the only, you heard a couple party songs, but most of them was shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah.
So you heard one side, but when I went out there, I heard another side. So it kind of, they flavor mixed with our flavor made my own little lane.
Yeah. How long did you stay out there?
I stayed out there 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. I graduated and I came back.
During that time, you said you recorded a couple of songs, right?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about how those turned out as compared to, 'cause I mean, you hadn't recorded very much.
So then we recorded one song. We ended up started performing at this restaurant called the Hungry Bear, Hungry Bear Restaurant. And that was like our first performance.
That was your first performance ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Hungry Bear Restaurant. Yeah, we well, it's really not, but yeah. Cause I was in Mardi Gras Indian when I was young, like 4 years old. So I did jazz fest and stuff like that.
All right.
But my first ever time performing by myself was at the Hungry Bear Restaurant, and it was pretty dope. We had a nice reaction because they invited us to come every Friday to come perform. There would be like an open mic to where you could sing karaoke, but they were at the end. They would play our song, and we would go up there and perform it. But it was like a girl song. It was like a little love song, whatever. It's something I wrote, and I had my brother, a friend, and another friend on it, and they all rapped or whatever. Well, they rapped and two singers. Well, I rapped, yeah, something like that. But it was a nice little song, and they played it every Friday until the restaurant closed down.
Yeah.
The restaurant was my first job too at that. But once they closed down, it was what it was at that point.
Yeah. Did the song go any further than inside of that building? Was it ever picked up anywhere, maybe?
Nah, just that building.
And what were your thoughts? What were you? Did you have any plans for it, or was it just happen?
I was kind of in the moment. I didn't think it was, I made the
You
song.
said that wasn't your focus at the time.
Nah, it wasn't. That was football.
Yeah.
I was out in the football at that time. So, yeah, it just kind of happened, and the people started reacting to it, and then every Friday it was a thing. Like everybody was coming, it was the same regulars that would come there every Friday, and they all started learning the song. Then a couple Fridays went in, they all knew the song lyric by lyric, and they just went from there until they closed.
Yeah. So I mean, this far you've seen positive results. I mean, the world's been kind to you as far as music goes, because when you perform or let people hear your music, you get decent reactions. You get encouraging reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it had been any different, would it have changed you any?
Probably not.
No.
Because I had we gonna get to that point. I had a bad reaction that kind of molded me.
Yeah. Everybody does. I don't know. I listen to the Rogan podcast sometimes, and he is a comedian by trade, so he often talks about that. And they talk about basically earning your stripes. Like you gotta have that experience, because it's gonna change you, but it's gonna change you for the better. But you gotta think fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 years out in Texas, then you moved back to Louisiana. What was the cause for the move back?
I graduated and I didn't want to be out there no more. It wasn't. I started getting back into trouble, so it was time to go back. And I came back. And when I came back, I'm gonna say my first day back. Well, I got hurt playing football too, so I couldn't. The college situation wasn't working. It didn't work out. But when I first came back, my first day back, I went out show. That's my first day back. I went out show. I went to the DB1 in the golf, and then I stayed out there for like 3 months. Then it wasn't my thing. I couldn't do it. So
3 months.
3 months. 3 months straight.
On, huh?
Yeah. 3 months straight. It wasn't my thing. So I left that, and that's when I got back into the lifestyle I was doing before I left.
Yeah.
Because I got back with the same friends and
It's
got
too
back
easy.
into the same thing.
Yeah.
But at this time, when I walked in my room, when I got back home, my brother had a microphone and an interface and a computer set up.
Okay.
Because I guess he believed in what I was doing before I left. And he was like, you know, he had all this set up for me already. He was like, I got your microphone, I got your interface,
Wow.
I got you, you know, go record music.
Yeah.
Because he knew what I was doing before I left, but he knew music could be an outlet.
Yeah.
And so I started recording music, and around this time, we had some other people. We had this little group we called, it was like FSD or something like that, Flight School Dropouts or something of that nature. I can't remember the name of it. But around this time, we had another artist. Now, he's pretty good. His name was Young Bars. He's pretty good. Like, he's nice. At this moment, I was mediocre. And I was told, how about you not rap and you just be the engineer? And that changed my whole mindset about things.
Piss y'all?
Oh, piss me. Boy, I'm talking about through the roof.
Right.
I make music and, yeah, don't rap, just be the engineer. And I was like, because we was all focused behind him, which is a good thing. That's something that I'm big on. Like, if, say, for instance, me and you make music and I feel like your career can go further than mine, hey, I'm going to put mine on the back burner. Let's put all the eggs in one basket and let's push it, you know, get it to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, but that's something for you to offer up, not for somebody to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the time, we was only doing stuff for him because he had his buzz in the city, he had his popularity. And I was like, all right. And when they told me that, I shut the studio down. Because at this time, I had them build the studio up nice, and it's like, yeah, nobody can come over here and record no more. And they was like, what's wrong? I was like, nah. So I sat back for like 3 months, and I was trying to figure out the key to making a song. And I was just trying to figure out, like, rap, the lyrics and the hook, and I was like, what people gravitate towards the most is your hook. Like, your lyrics, you can be saying completely nothing, but if you got a catchy hook,
Yeah.
and they keep hearing this catchy hook over and over, they'll learn your lyrics.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I became a master at making hooks. And when we came back, and 3 months later, they came back and listened to it, it was like, oh, we was investing into the wrong person. And that's when I created my version of FSD Flight School. I mean, my version was Focus, Success, Determination, FSD. And that's when I started doing open mics around this time. And that's when I met Cash Money Vamp. I don't know if you know who that is. But I met Cash Money Vamp, and that's when we started doing open mics. Well, no, before Cash Money Vamp, I met this lady named was Stunner Baby Records. I forgot her name. But it's a record company that was supposed to be signed to. We did a competition. That was my first real big show. We did that at Republic.
Okay.
And it was a packed crowd. It had like 1,500 people in that packed crowd. That's my first time performing my music with no lyrics behind me. Not the hook, and it was I think it was like a freaking, I'm going to say, how long the set was. It's between 12 to 20 minutes. And I've never did, like, besides me doing my little song at the restaurant, I've never performed. And I got up there, and when I got off the stage, I still got the message to this day. She was like, you performed before, right? It's like, no, it's my first time ever. But she can see when the music came on, everything else went out. When I went up there, my hand was like this.
Right.
But once the music came on, you'll never know that I never performed before.
Right.
Every lyric, I messed up toward the end because I ran out of breath and I forgot all the lyrics at the last song. But it worked out. I ended up supposed to be getting a record deal, quote unquote. Like, I was the person she signed, me and one of my friends, that's actually my best friend now. We've been knowing each other for like 15, 16 years now. She supposedly signed both of us, but it wasn't a real record company. That was the whole thing. All this show she put on, she made all the money, and she left to California.
What was the setup? Because there are some where the artists have to pay to perform, and some, and they still charge at the door, and then there's some that it really is like, let's say, not an open mic, more like a talent show, a variety show, like where they have several groups perform for the night.
It was set up as a showcase, and
okay.
She basically, you send the music to her. If she select you, she'll give you tickets. You gotta sell 30 tickets to perform.
Okay.
So I just paid the money. Like any show that back then when I was doing, if you tell me sell tickets, give me the tickets. I'm gonna give you the money, and I'm gonna get the tickets away.
Yeah.
Versus me trying to sell you a ticket and you never seen me perform. I'd rather give you a ticket and you may come, just check me out.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I had my family there, my mama there, everybody. And killed the show. I still got the footage on YouTube to this day because that was my first time ever performing. And supposedly getting signed. It really wasn't what it was. And then from there, I met somebody that told me about the open mic with Cash Money Vamp. And that's how I met Cash Money Vamp. And I'm gonna say from 2013, from the beginning of the year to May, I was performing every Thursday. May 3rd, that's when he signed me to Vamped Out Production, which was a artist development program under Young Money. And from that point, we was on the road. It was around when Kevin Gates first came out with Satellites and all that. Or before Satellites, I was the one opening up for him and going on the road, doing the traveling, the touring for like 2 years straight.
Okay, so Cash Money Vamp was... What was his role with Young Money Productions?
To be honest, I don't even know. I know it's Birdman cousin.
Right, I understand that,
cousin.
but that's why I'm asking, because
he was a promoter.
Cash Money was its own monster.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what was?
So he was a promoter. So Young Money has a thing where they artists develop, like they develop artists.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it was basically an artist development program that he created. So at the time, that's when Kevin Gates had the contract from Young Money and Cash Money, and he was supposed to sign to him, but he was under a contract. I guess it was a artist development program for him too. And that's when he took the song Satellites and blew it up. I don't know how the situation worked, but I know the contract that I had.
Gotcha.
And it was basically artist development, branding the artist, trying to build the artist up. And at the time, we were just opening up for an artist that was coming out, which was Kevin Gates.
Mm-hmm.
So around that time, we did 3D Lounge in Hattiesburg, Dream Lounge, and Dream Club Dream in Baton Rouge, some stuff in Atlanta, some stuff in Biloxi. Because we had Kevin Gates was opening up for Juvenile, was opening up for Mystical. And we did this for a little while, for a little run. And it just started opening my eyes up to other stuff. Like far as, okay, this could be real. This music stuff could be real.
Could be real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and everything was going good, going smooth. The first hiccup was me and Vamp got into it. We got into a disagreement because me and another artist. So the promoters of the club, the radio hosts always came to the clubs when Kevin Gates or Juvenile, somebody performing. So they always asked me for my music. Me being a loyal artist, hey, gotta talk to my manager. My manager gets you everything, and at the time he was pushing another artist, and the other artist's music wasn't doing nothing. Mm-hmm. Versus, they come and asking me, so that was the issue. And then we end up kind of get an understanding, but around the time my DJ get killed. So my DJ was St. Bernard D. When he gets killed, I kind of stepped back for a second because at the time on the tour bus, it was only me and him that was youngest. I'm 21, he's 21.
All right.
Everybody else is 27 and up. So it's like we can't relate to what they got going on. We still got our own childish minds, even though we supposed to be adults, whatever, technically. And when he get killed, it kind of messed me up because that whole week prior to him getting killed, we didn't have no shows lined up that week, so we was out and about on Bourbon Street the whole weekend. And then the day he got killed, he called me 7 minutes before he got killed. Mm-hmm. So it kind of messed my head up because I was supposed to go meet him.
Okay.
And I didn't because I had my own thing I was hosting, I think Uptown, and he was downtown hosting something. And it was like, all right, we'll link up later that night. But later that night never came because he got killed.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say a few months later after that. Was it a few months? Either a few months. Yeah, it's a few months. Even though it's the next year. But it's a few months later, Vamp get killed.
Damn.
Yeah, and because around this time, me and him had just talked the night before he got killed too. So I had stepped back a lot from that too because that night I went and got my daughter. And me and Vamp talked, and he was like, all right, we about to get back on the road. I got some stuff lined up for you. We got some shows in Atlanta, yada, yada, yada. This time the campaign going to be about you. The same thing we did with Kevin Gates, we about to do for you. And I'm like, all right, my life about to change. Cool. Well, I'm going to say a couple hours later, baby mama called me, told me to bring my daughter back. And when I got there, and she told me what happened, it messed up my whole world because this is all I was banking on.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about, I had no more money left from doing the shows, nothing. This is it. And after that, I had stepped back from music for a while.
Sure.
Like, it take about 3 years.
Big step back.
Yeah, I had to, because it was like, I lost 2 people that was around me that was close, and the phone call I got that was about to change my life, it turned like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What do you think What do you think it did to you? Obviously, emotionally, we all understand how that, or a lot of us can, that has lost somebody close. We can understand how that impacts someone emotionally.
Yeah.
But as far as ambition, I mean, do you just, you forget about it? What goes on in your mind? I understand the light switch, and it might be hard to explain, but do you remember? I mean, you're asking yourself questions like, because you just lost your 2 legs. Y'all, if y'all was 3 to stand, you just lost 2 out the 3. So how do you stand? I mean, that had to be discouraging in and of itself.
It is, but I learned stuff from it. Like I learned how to go out there and market and how to promote from Cashman. Like watching him do what he did.
Sure.
And it just, I don't know. I always say, if he was here, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this position. But it's like, I feel like he believed and he saw something in me. Both of them saw something in me. So I feel like I gotta keep going no matter what.
Yeah.
Like that, and then my own willpower. Like me just making music. It just, without me making music, I'm gonna say my world be messed up. Like I'd be in a grunt mode all the time. And with me making music is me releasing my frustration, because I don't like to talk to people. The reason why, because everybody you talk to, you lose. To me, like with my grandpa, he died on my birthday. That was my dad. You feel me? So at this point, I talk through my music. Like we ain't gonna have no conversation about real life stuff. I'm gonna vent through my music. You'll probably hear it through it, hearing that bits and pieces. But you may not never hear that song. It's just my song. I listen to myself.
Yeah, I know that in the moment when I'm prompted to come up with a response, whether it's verbally or otherwise, a reaction, it's usually not my best. It's usually not me at my best. When I got a minute to sit and think about what I want to say, it comes out a hell of a lot better. I can't explain why, but it does. I got time to think. When you are able to write about things that are happening to you and express them, I guess, in a place where you have time to sit and think to yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not forced to be in the moment reacting to that. You're able to sit back and look back on it and comment about it once and for all, I guess you could say. How do you feel about the end result when you go back and read it? Do you feel like you...
So you're talking about as far as writing music?
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes I will write something and I'll go back and read it later and I'm like, damn, did I write that? That's great.
So,
or other times I'll go back and I'll be like, I don't know if other people can understand what I'm saying.
For the writing music part, I don't write. I punch in. So I go in, I say a few lines, I stop.
Okay.
I keep what I want, I punch back in. That's how I create music. But like, cause I'd rather it come straight how I'm feeling versus me writing it and then me trying to rewrite it to change certain things. Cause I don't want to say this, I don't want to say too much. Nah, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna put it in the song and I'm gonna say how I want it to be said. And then I only, like when I record music, I listen to the beat right then and there, and I gotta record it right then and there. It's no listen to a beat or something and then go back and it gotta be right then and there and at that moment, because in 10 minutes I'm not gonna like that beat, I'm not gonna like that track, and that the whole mind frame is gonna be changed.
Yeah.
Like that's just me. Like I can't pre-listen to a beat. Like, all right, I got this nice beat. By the time I make it home to go record it, I don't like it no more.
What's coming out of you? What's on your mind at that moment?
It just depends on that moment how I feel. Like it's really how I feel. I may wake up and be like,
is it that day you commenting on, or the last year, or the last 10 years?
It could be me just caught up in my thoughts.
Okay.
Like it could be, I could be thinking about. It's like it just depends. It's what I'm like right now. Me talking about this.
Yeah.
Now it's a thought in my head. I can go home and make a song about it because it's what I
Yeah.
But it's really what's in that moment, like how I feel that day.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of song you're gonna get from me and how it's gonna be.
Do you know of any other lyricist that does that?
I know Wayne do that. I know a couple. Jay-Z did the same thing.
Old Dirty Bastard.
Huh?
Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
Infamous.
Yeah.
They couldn't contain him, and it's a ball of energy you're trying to capture in a moment.
Yeah.
In a time capsule. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So I mean, kudos for that. When it comes time to perform, how do you? Because you got to do some homework now. You got to go memorize your own lyrics.
I only listen to myself. Like for as artists, I may go listen to a couple different artists here and there, but I only listen to myself.
Yeah.
The reason why, because I want to sound like me. I feel a lot of artists that listen to another artist a lot, they become an image of them, and they don't even see it. Certain things they say, phrases that they say like another artist.
Yeah.
Me, if I don't listen to me, I'm only gonna sound like me. So in my car, that's all I play is me.
Mm-hmm.
In my headphones, when I'm at work, whatever I'm doing, I'm only listening to me.
Any other music that you listen to? What about outside of the genre of rap altogether?
I may listen to like some old school, like some Boys to Men.
Okay.
Like I like stuff with like melodies and harmonies. It just depends, like how my mood though. It just depends. But like I like stuff that got like a lot of singing to it. Like,
you mentioned the harmonies earlier, so I mean that makes sense. Have you been able to capture any of that in your work?
Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that you had backup singers at like one of your first performances. I mean, normally people are scrounging for enough pieces to fill a stage and you know enough content to fill a slot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, have you heard about Neworleansmusicians.com? It's a place where articles, music videos, interviews, and streaming music from Louisiana musicians can be found. Fans can join free. Music business professionals can join free too. And Louisiana musicians can join for free as well. It's also the place where Louisiana bands go to network and get free promotion. We've definitely got plenty, like this band. Check them out. Are you able to do that today with your music?
For what?
Implement some harmonies, whether it be through keys or through singers, or is it something that people can look for from you as opposed to not being able to find it in other lyricists?
It could be. It's a possibility. It's a thought that ran past my mind before looking at other people perform. Like I've seen a couple different artists perform with keyboardists and singers behind them and stuff.
Right.
So it just depends. If that moment's right, if we can make it work, But if it makes sense, that's all I can say. If it makes sense, we can make it work.
I think it'll always make sense because I think that crossover appeal is probably one of the greatest superpowers any artist could ever have. Yeah. To be able to reach outside his own genre, because we all start off just trying to reach outside our own city. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then it turns into the state, and then it turns into the Gulf South for us, and then it turns into elsewhere, and being able to cross-pollinate with somebody else that's in a different genre and kind of grab some of their audience and they grab some of yours. Yeah. That's powerful shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've heard of a lot of rap artists that they don't even listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? And I think it might be because of the same thing you're talking about, because they don't want to inadvertently poach off of somebody else's lyrical content or anything, any material at all. You don't want to hear something from somebody and say, where have I heard that from before, and then realize it's from somebody else, because the first thing you're going to say is, well, who said it first, or the other one's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. You're not going to feel like they're coming up with original content. So I mean, I understand that. Is that something else that you would be open to? Yeah.
So if everything makes sense and we can make it work, I'm open to anything. It just long as we can market it the right way and make it work, then yeah. Right. But if it's not gonna work, if it's not gonna fit in with what's going on, then no. It just depends. I'm gonna say a lot of other genres stray away from us rappers.
A lot of what? Genres?
A lot of other genres with music. Yeah. Like they stray away from us. Yeah. Like the reason why they stray away is because I don't know, I guess because what comes behind, I guess they feel what comes behind the rap music. And as far as the lyric wise and what you're talking about in your music.
Maybe. Like, I mean, it might be mainstream, but it started off extreme. Yeah. Hip hop altogether. It was something that was never heard of before. Yeah. And I've heard and listened to at length people talk about and draw the parallels between hip hop, the origin of hip hop, and the origins of punk music, believe it or not. Because both had the same morals and values, if you want to call it that, or principles. They were just in different lanes. And I think that there's something that, to go back to, I was talking about festivals here in Louisiana. Every once in a while, like Voodoo Fest was one, Buku Fest is another. They'll have maybe a bill that includes a variety of genres of artists, and I think that not only makes sense for the artist, I think it already makes sense for the listener, and they just don't realize it. Neither realizes it, because you might feel like your audience might not understand why you're performing after a punk act or something. They might not understand that, but as long as you can get them through the door for one, and they can get them through the door for one, then they can see each other. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a powerful thing. I think remaining open-minded to that, I guess, is what I'm saying. You know? And that should be interesting too, if you always try to include harmonies in your albums. Then, you know, if you listen into music every once in a while outside of your own genre, you might be implementing some things that wouldn't normally be found in a song with your lyrical content or from your town or something. You know. But as far as people kind of straying away, or mainstream kind of straying away from, say, your style of music, I think because it's extreme at times. I mean, it talks about some extreme shit. Death metal is no different. You can't turn on any radio station and find that shit. And it's still incredibly intricate, and then people practice just as much as everybody else, you know what I'm saying? They get on the road too and grind it out like everybody else. So I mean, I wouldn't pay attention to that, to be honest. I wouldn't even think about it. The fact that people might stray away from it, maybe that should be another challenge for you. Maybe that should piss you off too, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna win some people over. Love songs, harmonies, stuff like that. I mean, that's as long as it's relatable. That was something I was gonna ask you too. And I don't really know how to phrase it, because you're going off the dome in the booth. Afterwards, do you ever ask yourself, is this something that people can relate to? Is this something, do you know what I mean? Because I mean, you gotta have a little bit of that.
Yeah, let me say most of my songs are relatable, because they all, let me see, like we got a single that's out called Lost Souls. Lost Souls is a love song,
right?
But it's Lost Souls. But it tells how a woman empowers a man versus a man empowering a woman. Like how it usually is, like a man doing this, now it's saying that she got her own and she's helping me versus me having everything helping her. And you know, so it's just like the reverse roles like that. Like Still Be There is basically a song about my DJ now. We got I guess just every song I do is about something.
Yeah.
Some of them not, but like that's like the club songs part. But most of them that I sit there and I really think about, and the only part I may write is the hook, hook and the bridge. Other than that, I'm gonna just let it just come naturally. But I would sit there and I would think about it. Like when I hear a track, the track talks to me. I don't know if that sounds weird, but the track talks to me.
Okay.
How, I don't know. It tells me what I'm supposed to say on it, I guess. I don't know how that possible, but it does. And it tells me what cadence, how to go to be, what type of song, the whole vibe. Just listen to the track itself.
That makes sense.
How I pick music and how I pick tracks, it got to be in the first 12 seconds. It got to catch my eye.
Yeah.
If not, we skip it. And now I go through 1,000 a night.
Really?
The reason
do you?
Is,
You go through a bunch?
Definitely. Like if you, man, I'm talking about thousands of tracks, but it's because I be looking for a certain sound. Like I told you, it depends on my mood and how I feel and what type of song I'm trying to create. So I'm looking for that certain sound. And then when it comes on, I know I hear it, because when it came on, if I sit there and I listen to it more than 12 seconds, we got this one.
You ain't even asking yourself, you know it.
We got this one.
You ever listen to the throwaways again, just in case?
What the beat? Yeah, I go back. Yeah, like afterwards,
because you could be in a different mood and then realize, you know.
Yeah, then I use one of them. Yeah, I always go back, but it takes a while to find one song. All right, it's gonna take all night.
Yeah.
We gonna be here all night. You might as well go ahead and get comfortable, take your nap, because we're gonna be here all night.
Yeah, I think your listeners would say that. I think females would say that about men. I think people, the first 12 seconds, no matter what it is, you already know. Yeah. And there ain't no talking you out of it. It's your gut.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I was curious if you went and listened back to the other ones that you threw away, because you could be in a be in a different mood, and then it kind of suits you at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
But then a lot of them though, a lot of the ones I listen to, like say for instance, right now I get sent some beats, or I'm on YouTube looking for beats, and I hear it right now in the car as on our way back. By the time I make it there, I don't like it.
What you mean?
I don't like the track no more. Like that's just like, so right now, if you used to give me a beat, right? And I sit here like, man, I want to make a song like this is, you know, by the time I get in the car and we make it across the bridge and go back to where I'm going, I'm not gonna like it no more. I don't. I'm a person. I don't know why. It's just something. Like it's been nights I went paid for beats from certain people, and get home to go record the song, and I don't like the beat no more.
What do you do?
That's a chalk up to.
Stuck with it.
It just sit there. It be there. Maybe if I keep going through it, one day I'll maybe do a song. But it's like it got to be that I got to do it that moment. Like, I got to be sitting. Everything got to be set up right doing that for me to make a song.
Yeah.
That's why I record myself. That's why I do everything myself, because I'm right there and I'm in the moment. Okay, it's a song we're recording.
Yeah.
Versus me going to the studio and I'm trying to bring a track. Nah, only way I go to your studio if I already pre-recorded it at my house and I like what's down already. Okay, we can re-record it here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not just bringing the beat and trying to figure. No, can't do it.
Is that the way that you're doing it every time now? You're punching in when you're by yourself. By the time you get to the studio, it's strictly to put it down. No. It's already been mapped out.
I know how to master and all that. I know how to do everything, like from start to scratch.
Okay.
But if me and you was making a song, and you'd be like, hey, I want to record it over here at the studio so we can have the same quality, so our levels be correct. Okay, cool. Send me the track. Let me record everything. Let me put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I get here, we just record it.
Yeah.
Because I have everything mapped out. I have what the ad-libs going. I have what parts I'm saying, what parts I'm harmonizing on, what parts I'm dubbing. Everything will already be mapped out. So when I go in there, it's going to take me 10 minutes to finish my verse. Versus if you sitting in there writing and you be like, well, dang, you finished in 10 minutes. Well, nah, I already had everything mapped out before I got here.
Yeah.
It's just me. I rather record by myself. Because I harmonize a lot.
Okay.
Like with all my music. So without the auto-tune and me tweaking certain things certain way, it don't sound too good. Like as far as me singing wise. So,
what'd you just say? You said after you touch it up, you don't sound good?
No. When I touch it up, everything sounds good.
Okay.
I'm talking about the before
I was like, what
part.
the fuck you doing it for then?
No. The before the part. Like, so I record by myself because before I do all that tweaking and touching everything up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it don't sound too good. Like I don't. Yeah.
And if there's people around you while that's happening, it's on your mess gonna mess you up.
Nah, they gonna be like, I don't know what he doing. Like, yeah. Like when I recorded Lost Souls it's still one of my biggest songs right now. When I recorded that, I had people in the house, and it's like, bro, you screeching, like it sounds horrible. But then when I played it after I mixed it and put everything together, it's like, and at the time I ain't like the song, and I put it on a project called Unbreakable, and that song alone had 100,000 streams over everything else. Everything else had maybe like 10, 16,000, had 100,000 streams.
Nice.
Just one song that I didn't like. But it was the whole concept and the whole thing, how everything played together and everything put together. Like, it's on YouTube now. It's at 25,000 views right now.
I believe that you, over time, have developed a level of confidence that will steer you in the right direction without, I guess, overinflating your ego.
Yeah.
But I would also take from that experience that you're not always right when it comes down to it. Yeah. Because you might have walked away from that song thinking it ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Or it doesn't sound. You don't always know what's gonna. Yeah,
true. But I'm my worst critic. I'm talking about I'm the worst. I'm my own worst critic. Me too. It's just like most of the songs, like it just depends. Like I don't know. It's me. I've developed a point to where I can hear stuff in music, like with beats, that other people can't hear. Like I can hear your music and I can tell you everything they put on it. Like I'm talking about every EQ, every level. I can tell you all that.
Yeah. Because
it's just to the point to where I got myself to the point to where this is what I listen. This is my niche. This is my why. My why is to make music or be somewhere in the music scene. Like I feel like that's an important thing in life, to find your why. And this is my why. Yeah. And I don't know. I just know when a song is it and when it's not. And I just have a feeling about a song. Like a lot of songs that blew up, like I'm gonna say I used to be into Wiz Khalifa hard, but I knew he was gonna blow up. Like I knew it. I knew what song was gonna blow up. Mm-hmm. I knew when he record. Like when I was watching the videos of him recording, because he used to record himself a lot. Yeah. I knew what songs was gonna blow up, and what songs was gonna do this, and what songs was gonna do that. It's just something that I know. I don't know why. I just know. Like okay, this is gonna blow. Like I know it. Like so, when we first got our little buzz back in New Orleans, I had a song called Trap Baby. So Trap Baby was the song that I got my buzz back with in the city of New Orleans. But when I recorded it, I knew it was the one. Like, I don't know how I knew it. It could have been bigger than what it was, but that's on me. That's my marketing scheme. Like, I didn't know what I was doing at the time.
Are you real with yourself?
Yeah.
Like, you hear stuff that you make that you're like, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah. Like, I'm dead. Like, I hear something like, nah, this ain't it. Somebody else be like, oh, man, no, bro, it's not.
Yeah.
But then when I hear that one, and then it starts to take off, I know that's the one. Like, Lost Souls. Right now I got maybe 100 and something songs that I've recorded in the last year on my computer. And Lost Souls was recorded 3 years ago.
100-something songs that you have recorded already.
You know, yeah.
Right now.
About this year, yeah. And how many of them that I'm going to use? Maybe like 15. When we was going to use like 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. Sometimes I got to clear my head. Saying the same words over and over, repetitive, when you're trying to create a song.
Yeah.
So I may create a lot of songs to get those words out of my head. Because I don't know.
Speaking on the same thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but I know, I may record. And then that one song, I know that's the one. I don't care about none of these other songs.
Right.
Like right now, these other songs don't matter to me. Because I know what this one's going to do.
Yeah.
I know it for a fact. If we put the right marketing behind it, we got the right schemes, and we do the right, everything lines up right, this is the song.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, so far, you can't prove me wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, even though we ain't get to the level of success that the level that we did get to versus with this song versus that song, I know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I can, like right now, with Lost Souls, it got 25,000 views versus the other songs we put out that's only sitting at 200-300,000. I mean, 200-300, 1,000, whatever, 100, 1,000, 2,000 views, whatever.
Okay.
But like, the difference, I know what song is going to do what and what song's not.
Right, you understand why. You understand why.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the span of time after the hiatus, because it sounds like in that span of time, you built yourself back up in a big way. Technically speaking, like the DIY, the know-how.
Yeah.
Because you weren't doing any of the stuff that you're talking about before.
Yeah,
you weren't doing any of it.
No.
Talk a little bit about, you spoke about analyzing lyrics and coming up with the importance of the hook. Mm-hmm. What beyond that did you do to sharpen your skills to bring you up to this point? And it's anything, it's software and tech that you were using, or any sources that you were following to learn from others? At
that time, around that time, that's when Roscoe Dash was the biggest, the biggest person. I don't know if you know who Roscoe Dash is.
No.
But Roscoe Dash was, for the hip hop scene, Roscoe Dash was the biggest.
Roscoe Dash.
Yeah, Roscoe Dash. He had a couple different hits. But if you go look at Roscoe Dash hooks versus his verses.
Okay.
Verse, he said a couple words that didn't make sense. Unless you sat there and broke it down, it didn't really make sense. Like, it wasn't no lyricist like, no. But his hook, it caught your attention.
Yeah.
The reason why you listen to that song, because of the hook. And at the time, Wiz just started getting popular. It was his hooks. Wiz couldn't rap. Wiz, to this day. Wiz, if you're watching this, sorry. But Wiz can't rap. Wiz tell you that he can't rap, but he can make a melody that you gonna sing over and over.
Yeah.
Wale could rap, but he dumbed it down on certain songs. That's his most biggest songs because of his hooks. Around the time he had Big Sean came out. Big Sean got popular because of his hooks. He could rap, but he dumbed it down in his hit songs, and you knew the hook more than you knew his lyrics.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's the stuff I started studying. Like, why are they big? Because of the hooks. Even with Cash Money. Cash Money, a rap. Cash Money songs used to be like 4 or 5 minutes. You can't tell me a rap verse on the Big Times album, really. You probably, unless you sit there and listen to it, you can't, but you can tell me the hooks. Like Juvenile, Back to the Ass Up. You can't tell me Juvenile verse, but I bet you can tell me the hook.
Right.
So, what's the most important part to me? That should be important. The hooks. If you want to catch the consumers before you can catch their ears and their minds, you got to catch them quick. Especially in this day and age, it's phones. Like, it's just, you look around, everybody just looking at their phone.
So if you believe in a 12-second rule, where's your hook? You leading with your hook?
Yeah. The hook don't come in immediately. The beat gotta catch me first. If the beat can catch me.
No, I'm saying in your writing process.
Yeah, the hook come first.
Okay.
The reason why the hook come first is because I want you to catch
12 seconds.
Yeah, I want you to catch that
Yeah.
cadence. And if you can catch that hook,
Yeah.
you just sit there through the verse. You may not pay attention to the verse, but you like that first hook. You wait for the hook to come back in. Boom, when it comes back in, okay, you're gonna keep listening because you won't hear the hook again. Boom, it came back in. Now by the fourth or fifth time that you didn't, I'm gonna say by the second time you start to sing pieces of the hook because you got catchy pieces in there that you're gonna sing.
Yeah.
By the fourth or fifth time you listen to it, you starting to say pieces of the verse, and all of a sudden by the time let's get into your playlist, you know the song word for word.
Yeah.
How you learn the song word for word? Because of that little piece of that song, the hook.
It's true.
That little hook made this whole song possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's what any song that's blown up right now. I don't know about the other genres, but for it's hip hop, it's the hook.
Now with these hooks, I mean, you're shaving down time. You can't be punching. You don't have the luxury of punching in 16s, trying to say what you're gonna say because.
Well, see, so the difference what I make is album songs, radio songs. Album songs get 16-minute verses. I mean, you know, the 16 bars.
Yeah.
The radio song to me is like 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you get. So it's hook, 8 bars, hook, 8 bars, hook, song over.
Yeah.
I'm saying what I got to get to the point with everything because your attention span is not big enough for me. Like right now at the moment, I'm trying to catch your ear.
Yeah, I get it, man. I mean, they've shrunk over time. I've watched. You got to realize. I mean, I came up at the dawn of hip hop.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've watched everything change.
Yeah. So you came in when the songs 8, 9.
They didn't even have
minutes.
hooks.
Yeah, they just was rapping.
And you were talking earlier about lyrics and people not knowing the lyrics of what they said, and Wu-Tang came to mind. Them people invented their own language, and everybody else that wasn't from New York was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Yeah. Like, it took us a minute, but we wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the tracks, because of the hooks, if there were any, but because of, I mean, they had good tracks. They had shit we never heard of before. So we stuck around long enough to figure out what they were saying. Yeah. And then you can expand on that further sometimes in music videos where people get visuals to further understand what it is you're talking about.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's ABC, and I understand that. What else? I don't want to stop you. I want to hear what else you thought of. Because these are methodologies, but earlier you said, I know how to master. Where did that come from? Where did these things come from?
Master music, man, YouTube Academy.
Okay.
I say that, YouTube. I sat there and so the first program I used to use was called Adobe Edition or something like that. But it was the crack version. We didn't pay for it. We got the crack versions, whatever. But I learned how to mesh the music, like far as my lyrics, mash it into the song at first, to where everything is on one level, and I don't know, for some reason I'm the only one that knew how to mix like this, to make it at that moment that I knew the only one that could mash it together to make it sound like a radio song.
Okay.
I don't know how, little tweaks here and there, little stuff that I got picked up from YouTube versus other people telling me stuff and tweaking it, changing numbers around to play with certain things, and it made it work. And then I graduated to Pro Tools, and then I just started just on YouTube, watching different people master stuff, watching mastering courses for hours at night, and sitting there tweaking and playing with my own music.
Yeah. And
trying to figure out the sound that I want. But with the hip hop scene, the sound changes so much to where it's hard to keep up. Like at first it was this broad with a lot of reverb. I'm gonna say like the end of last year it was like a lot of reverb in songs. And now it's more tight and close knit, but the lyrics are more popped out over the beat. It's a whole bunch of like it changes very like constant. Yeah. I'm gonna say as a new artist comes up, or as the next song comes out, so it's keeping up with it's kind of hard. But you know, you learn tricks of the trade. You learn how to play with it and tweak and turn to things.
I mean, it's good to figure out what they're doing to understand it. But as far as trends, I mean, by the time you hear it, it's expired. It's unique to the person that came out with that style, and then everybody else is a follower. And whether or not the audience realizes, the artist realizes.
Yeah.
So, in your styles, when you're able to do these things for yourself, in your lyrics and these techniques we're talking about, are the things that you're trying to implement that you feel are going to set yourself apart? The genre's saturated, super saturated.
To set myself apart, just being me, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't compete. Like, so I don't even see those other artists. I'm gonna say that. I only see me and what I do. Like, I only could be me.
Yeah.
So either you gravitate to me for being me, or you don't. Like, that's just me. I got to the point where I'm so humble to where either you like it or you don't. If you don't, it's cool. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be alright. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, one of the songs you like, whatever. But I don't know. It's just me being me on songs. Like, I don't try to be no other artist. I don't try to sound like no other artist. I just want to be me and make music that. I'm gonna say most of the time I make music for me, music that I like to listen to.
Yeah, I think that's the best bet.
There's other consumers that likes the same type of music because there's other artists that's in this genre that does the same type of music, like meaningful music. You know, they listen to it, so it just got to catch the right ears, and sooner or later they will.
Yeah. It might be, I mean, the difference might be in your application of it. Like we talked earlier about being on festival bills with artists that you wouldn't normally be found with or something. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be with the music itself. It's just a question that should be asked, you know what I'm saying? And it should be on an artist's mind because we can agree that it's just become too easy to upload music. Not make good music, but it's too easy to upload music, so there's a ton of it out there. Yeah. Maybe half of it doesn't deserve to be out there, but we can't stop it. It's just clogging the pipes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. that's when I say the thing that separates me from other artists. I take time in doing everything I do. It's me that makes all this. Like, far as picking a track, you know, writing the hooks, creating the lyrics, mixing, mastering it, doing far as the promotion side, making the flyers, making the graphics, coming up with video ideas, shooting videos, putting it out there. So I feel like that would be the difference. We do all this in-house.
Yeah.
Like, no third-party help. It's all us. And if we pay for it, we pay for it out of our pockets. There's no label, nobody backing us, nobody believing in what we got going on. We believe in ourselves. So I feel like, you know, there's a lot of artists that's doing that.
Yeah.
But as far as on the scale of how much we putting out, I don't think they're doing it. Like, I don't. Yeah. Not by themselves. Not independently, totally independently.
Yeah.
When I say independent, I'm talking about independent to the point where, you know, tomorrow rent might not get paid because we got to shoot a music video. Like,
so, I mean, of the things that you're studying and learning how to do for self, what about the business end? Distribution?
I take care of all that too. Sound exchange, sound scan, everything me.
Yeah.
Like, I take care of everything. Like, it's no third part, like none.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and I learned it all. I sit there, go through YouTube Academy. I learned it. If I need to know it, I'm gonna learn it. Like editing videos. I sat down on YouTube, I learned it. I paid for what I need to pay for, I got it done. Like, it's me. It's a want in life. If you want something, you're gonna go get it. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna, whatever it takes, you're gonna go get it. No matter what hurdles you go through, no matter, hey, I can't eat tomorrow, but look, I got to think about this, you know, this music idea, I want to do it called such and such, but we need groceries. How much you want it?
Yeah. I would say in general it sounds retarded, but I mean, if you want to, they can't stop you if you don't quit. And that's all there is to anything, I believe. I'm hard-headed too, so nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stopping. Yeah. You know, you can't make me quit, so that's that. In the future from you, let's talk about what you got out right now. Let's start there.
What I got out right now?
Yeah.
We got a lot going on. For music-wise?
Everything, anything they can find from you right now.
They go to www.bigbagcartel.com.
All right.
You can find music videos. You can find my bio, everything about me that you want to know. You can find music, and you can find, recently added last night, it was up like 4 in the morning, clothes. Now you can find our clothing line with our logos and stuff all in.
All right.
That's like the biggest thing, because social media, everything linked to this one website. You can go there, you can find everything. You can find YouTube, you can find Instagram, you can find Twitter, you can find TikTok. I try to make it easy as possible for you to find everything.
Got to.
BigBagCartel.com.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
That's going to house your catalog from here on out?
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's going to be on this one platform. Yeah. I'm doing the last little tweaks right now. So it'll be done, like, it's already up. You can go on it right now, but like, far as like the certain pages are not visible to you. Yeah. Until later on the night, and then it'll be visible. Everything will be visible to where you can go in there, you can find music, you can download music. There's music you can get from Spotify on there. You can get the free music that is downloadable. You'll be able to go in there to go purchase merch, everything.
Yeah.
Everything will be in one spot.
It'll be in print, and you said it, and they can find it. But I want to clarify for the listeners too that it's Honxcho.
Yeah.
And look for Lost Souls. That's a single that's out.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Lost Souls. Lost Souls is out, and on the 7th we got a song called Pressure coming out. It's a strip club song.
Okay.
It's going. Like I tell you,
it's one of the ones that passed muster.
It's the one. I listen.
Yeah.
Right now, it's already doing stuff, and we just put out a snippet. I just put out this much of it.
Yeah.
The first 26 seconds, and it's already
all right.
moving. So this about to be the one.
Yeah.
Next time we talk, it's gonna be the one.
Okay. Well, shit. I'd like to feel like I broke out with the first word on that. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just playing. What is in the immediate future beyond music? Because you mentioned music videos that they can find at that site. That's something that you've already done. Are you putting out?
Oh, we already got like 8 videos out.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 8 videos out. You can go check out. All of them came out within these last 4 months, I think. Yeah.
What's like your regiment? Something that you've made yourself do. Because that's a lot of music videos. You've only spoken about one song that's out right now, and you got 8 music videos. I mean, how's that work? I guess what I'm saying is why, or what did you tell yourself? How often are you going to do this? I have an artist that I interviewed that said, every song I put out, I'm putting out a music video so that they further understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
Is it something that you've told yourself, some kind of schedule that you're going to adhere to for certain reasons?
We try to stack content. So with stacking content, we try to shoot and put out. Well, we try to shoot and collect as much as we could. So my goal is to never run out of stuff to post, because right now it's the internet age, and you look up everybody in their phone. So I gotta keep my face. For me to get more familiarized to you, you gotta keep strolling past my face.
Sure.
Why you keep seeing me?
Need that 0.5 seconds.
So, like right now, our strategy, we shot almost 18 videos. In a 2-month span, probably less than that. I'm gonna say like a 2-week span. I'm gonna say somewhere around that. I don't know. I think it's like 18 videos or whatever, somewhere in that ballpark. That's 18. Matter of fact, dang, it's 18. But if we stack the content, right?
Yeah.
And at a time period where I say, okay, I'm trying to create new music. Like right now, we're creating new music and we're stacking up for the next point. So if this keep dropping, and then boom, all of a sudden the next project coming, it keeps going, you're gonna look at it as he's working constantly.
Sure.
He's always doing something. Like he need a shot. If I see this, if I'm a music, I look at it from an A&R perspective or a record company perspective. If I see this artist is working constantly, and I'm following him from a ghost page, because that's what they mostly do, follow you from a ghost page. I'm following him and I'm watching, and every 2-3 weeks he's dropping a video, he's dropping something, he's doing something, and it never stops. Either one is going to go viral, or you make contact and be like, hey, you know what? I've been watching you work for the last year.
Yeah.
And you put out more content than such and such. I want to give you a shot.
Right. Yeah.
But you'll never know. Hey, we took 3 months off to go relax. But it's so much content that's coming out, and it's always coming.
Yeah.
You never know when I'm chilling.
I know you got to keep it regular, so be careful what kind of schedule you sign yourself up for, because if you post every week and you skip one, the algorithm just
oh yeah,
but take a beat down. You know what I'm saying? And
but we see that's when we got every video has a schedule to it.
Yeah.
So every video has a certain amount of reels,
okay,
certain amount of photos,
yeah,
certain amount of pieces. Just content, and each one of them have a certain amount of content that we can post.
All right.
So we know we dropping a video on this day. We got a certain amount of content that we post up to this date. And then we drop the video, then we promote the video for a certain amount of days. Then after that, we got a certain amount of content that we post to a certain date to the next piece of content that we're about to drop.
Yeah.
Or the next video about to come out. We got the same method that we use over and over. So we got it scheduled. Like right now, we good on videos until we say November. And we about to start working on new stuff. So by us getting new stuff, I'm gonna say like the next 17 videos in the next couple weeks, we good till next year.
Yeah.
I keep going. I go. And it is what they
You're
like.
gonna see the light of day. That's what it is.
But if you
you'll
want
be
something,
inside editing and doing all this crap
yeah,
like I do, and realizing, God damn, there goes the whole day.
Yeah, but if there's something you want, you gotta be passionate about it. It's gonna happen one way or the other. Like, it's gonna happen.
Do you think that there are any odds that you are stacked up against that other people out there or not? Do you think that do you take any exception in any of the challenges that you're seeing yourself go through? Whatever those may be. I mean, we've talked about learning new stuff, but in life and in general.
In general, everybody go through stuff. No matter, I'm gonna say, gaining success, you gotta go through something. You gotta go through something. Like, it's not gonna happen easy. No matter what you do in life, it's not gonna happen easy. You're gonna have hurdles you gotta go through. You gotta have obstacles.
Yeah.
So for you to get to that point, you gotta go through something. Sometimes you gotta fall. You gotta see how everything crumble before your higher power will give it to you, because he want to make sure that you're gonna be the same person and be the same humble person with or without what he give you. And I've learned that, like, with the, like, far as with the Cash Money Vamp situation, around that time I wasn't humble. I went from open mic to opening up for. I went from performing in front of 20 people to performing in front of 500, 600 to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Right. So my head went through the roof.
Okay.
Like, I went from having a regular license plate on my car to a Young Money Motors license plate on my car. Like, everything changed in a blink of an eye, right? So the people that was around me that helped me get to that point, I messed up. Like, we had a meeting and I cursed everybody out and told them I don't need it, because I felt I was so big headed at the moment. I wasn't humble about what I had. So I feel like God has a tricky way of taking things from you to show you, like, this I can give it to you, but as soon as as quick as I give it to you, I can take it away from you. So I felt like it was taken away. And then, like, now I see, like, certain points he give me little glimpses of, okay, I'm gonna give it back to you, but I'm gonna give it to you in pieces. You're gonna work for it. Last time I gave it to you and you wasn't ready, so this time I'm gonna give it to you in pieces. And when the time right, I'm gonna give it all to you, but you're gonna be ready. Yeah. So that's how I feel.
All right, man. That was well said. I thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.